behaviour continues in that way, I will be asking you to leave the chamber.
I withdraw and apologise.
Malo e lo mali e kisia.
I call Marama Davidson.
Madam Speaker, if I could take a few seconds to address some of the opposition's tone in terms of not supporting this fantastic members' bill from my colleague Reno Tirikatene. For example, there's a little bit of
Order. I apologise to the member. Would you just resume your seat? Could I ask the members that are having the conversation across the chamber to cease and desist? Marama Davidson, please continue.
There's a bit of cushioning, if I might say, when the opposition are then talking about opposing this members' bill, which will uphold the Crown's partnership relationship to Te Tiriti, where they will say, oh, we respect him, he's a nice dude, he's a good representative, but. Or there's a bit of the old dropping of one of my best friends is Māori. That is not the issue here, and we really just have to call out the fact that their opposition is really about not truly wanting to uphold our obligations as Crown to Te Tiriti, so they can leave aside whether Reno Tirikatene, whether they think he's a nice dude or not, or whether they have a Māori friend. The issue is actually about upholding Te Tiriti and the fact that this political member has brought forward a fantastic solution to something that has long been wrong. There is a discrepancy between Māori central government seats and general electoral provisions, where the general electoral provisions are protected. The only way that they can be abolished is with more than 75% of the House voting or a 50% threshold in a referendum. Now, that is a discrepancy and an injustice that needs to be corrected, and it would be corrected for the good of the country, because Te Ao Māori communities, hapu and iwi, have a specific worldview, specific mātauranga Māori, specific visions, policies and solutions that will enrich the representation here in this House, and a direct accountability to Māori electorates. And I stand here not as a Māori in a Māori electorate, but as one who supports full-heartedly Māori electorates. And the Green Party, the only party now in this Parliament that upholds Te Tiriti as our founding document in our charter, and upholds tangata whenua, Māori as tangata whenua and having unique status, are very proud to have had entrenching Māori seats as our long-standing policy. In the Green Party, where our membership have demanded that we have a policy to entrench Māori seats. And so I am very proud to stand here and support my colleague Reno Tirikatene, who isn't just a nice dude, who isn't just a good representative, but is a good politician bringing to the fore political solutions for injustice and discrepancy. That's what he is, Eiki Sia. And so we've also heard, and the Greens would actually, in light of entrenching Māori seats, would actually want to go further and allow for Māori voters to be able to switch between the Māori and or general roles and vice versa whenever they feel like it, not just at 5 years. And this would further empower those Māori electorates to be directly accountable. If there is to be a referendum on this issue of Māori electorates, I feel that that should be left to Māori voters. And so that's something else that I wanted to throw onto the floor tonight. In a democracy, minorities never win out. Māori are not just minorities that will always be outnumbered in full voting, but Māori have unique status as tangata whenua. Not just a minority, but have unique status. So I want to be very, very clear. Now, one of the, Mr Finlayson also put up about, let's do this through proper constitutional change. Well then, I would invite all of the opposition members to take full note of Matike Mai Aotearoa, which is the independent working group's work on constitutional transformation led by Dr. Margaret Mutu and Wana Jackson, where they have put up not just about representation, because because Māori electorate seats, and I put up a members' bill last year for Māori wards, is not just as representation. It actually, whatever the outcome is for constitutional reform, it needs to properly entrench our responsibility as Crown to upholding te tiriti, which is rangatiratanga for Māori, and that may include proper representation and entrenchments of Māori seats. So very proud to stand and support this members' bill. Eki Sea.
Madam Chair.
I call the Honourable Alfred Nuttall.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, can